And we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rollsicle. I'm the host of the channel. My name is Nathaniel, and we wanted to bring you guys a video today talking a little bit about our thoughts recently on Magic. We're hoping to make this a relatively quick one, but it's been intense. It's been busy, and we wanted to kind of share what we were thinking with all of you guys. So here goes nothing for a little quick video on where we are with Magic the Gathering. And I'll be filling in a few things that Ashley's told me. Of course, her opinion is her opinion, but you guys are going to mainly be getting mine, but I'll fill you in on a little bit of what she's been feeling as well. Of course, as always, before we jump into the meat of the video, if you do enjoy these, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Any and all of it's greatly appreciated. We had hit 4 or 5 subscribers, and then with our with the hit that we took when I was really sick and we had to take some time off, we dipped back down, and we are back to 4 or 5. So thank you guys for all the love and support. You guys make Rollsicle so awesome, and we couldn't do any of this without you. So thank you for loving the channel and being so awesome. I mean, we genuinely can't thank you enough. Okay, so let's talk about Magic. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Magic the Gathering. Oh man, it is probably, without a doubt, my favorite card game ever. Board game / card game ever. And it's really close to my favorite game ever, if you don't count TTRPGs, because Pathfinder and D&D and that area of gaming is my favorite by far. It's just so unique, and it's never going to be replaced. But I do think I like it more than most video games. And I don't think that's changed based on the mechanics and structure of the game, but it has changed based on how interested I have been, at least recently, in actually computer did weird things there, in actually wanting to play it, so to give you a little bit of context, at the beginning of this year I started running soccer practices, and I started running soccer games for the soccer program at the middle school that I teach, and that's been extremely busy, so I haven't been getting home until pretty late at nights, and then doing a few things before we go to bed, rinse and repeat for the next day. So we've had a little bit of weekend time, but nothing too crazy, which has forced us to narrow down our hobbies. And as you guys know, based on the channel here, we have a lot of them. We're big into video games, we're big into Magic, we're big into board games, we're big into a few other kind of niche hobbies, but nothing too crazy beyond those big 3. But we have a lot to do in those categories of those big 3. And because of that, we don't really have time to explore all of them. And for a while, I was playing Magic every single day. I was doing my daily objectives on Arena. I was saving up gold and getting in a draft pretty much as soon as I could, because I still believe limited is the best way to play Magic and that sort of thing. And I think, again, I still love the system and I still love the structure, but it's lost something for me, because when I gave that up and when I stopped doing that every single day, I haven't really missed it. And talking to Ashley about this and going, hey, we haven't played Magic in a long time. How are you feeling about it? She's expressed very similar sentiments, where she's been thinking and saying, yeah, I love the game. I know I love the game. I love the mechanics. I love the cards. We've made our cubes and our decks and the commander decks and all those things. And I just don't know if I miss it, or if I'm really as drawn to play it as I am these other things. So that got me thinking, well, is there a problem with the game right now? Is there a problem with us? Is there some hype based around other things? And we just kind of wanted to share our thoughts on that. So Magic for me has always been something I knew about and played a little bit with my dad, but it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I took it very seriously. I was working at a game store, and I got much more into the game in doing so. I got to play at that game store a bit, but I mainly played either with my friends at home or I played on Magic Arena, and I fell in love by far with Draft and Sealed. I think that Limited in general is the way to play Magic, and I think it's the most fun, at least in my opinion. And I think that's really what's hurt me the most, because I don't have a good way really to play constructed Magic. I don't love forcing myself to try to climb the arena ladder, and I think taking a step away from doing those daily objectives has actually been not only good for my mental health and my enjoyment of my hobbies, but also has kind of opened my eyes up to the fact that while I might love the game, forcing myself through the same slog fest for an hour every day was not something I was actually enjoying. It was me forcing myself to play an aspect of a game I loved but an aspect I didn't actually like doing over and over and over again. Like, I wanted to be building a deck, or I wanted to be playing draft. Like, I wanted to experience certain parts of the game. And so I forced myself to do other interactions with the game so that I could be able to save up the gold to do a draft. Or I would look forward to a release because pre-release would be sealed and would be a lot of fun. But then I would feel like, well, I have to do something in the interim, so let's climb the arena ladder and see where we could go. I absolutely love Limited, and I think it's a great format. I think it's really fun to play. But I do think it is extremely dependent on sets. So then we get into what's actually happened with 2026, which is we got Lorwyn to begin with, which was really strong, and I think we were really excited about Lorwyn. But following that, there's a lot of lack of excitement. Like, I don't care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We skipped Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think in the space that we've taken, the month and a half-ish that we've taken off and not played because of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the most part, we've realized that we don't really wish we had. We're very happy we took that break. And so moving into Strixhaven, it's hard to go, well, is this something we're going to want to get back into? Is this something we want to try and then just kind of ease ourselves into? Maybe we play just a little bit. Maybe we go to the pre-release. We probably will because it's an in-universe set. And I know we really like the pre-release experience. But we used to get every Commander deck. You guys have seen that on the channel. All the Commander deck unboxings. I love a good pre-con. And we're just sitting there going, well, are we really excited for this? Do we want to add 5 more Commander pre-cons to a list or a shelf where we're not playing them that often? We're not really excited to get them down that often. And maybe you could argue that that would be different if we had weekly or, bi-daily Commander nights, or even just bi-weekly Commander nights where we knew the decks were going to get down and get some played. Maybe it would be different if we regularly visited our local game store and really tried to get some games going. But that's not what's happening. And I think while I love Commander in its true form of playing with 3 or 4 players, it's not really designed the best for 1v1. And so we can do it, and we have done it, and I'm sure we will continue to do it because we have these Commander decks, and they are a lot of fun. They're really more enjoyed around the deck building and the idea of what it could play out in a game, not the actual function of playing it out in the game. And then there's also just the space around Magic where if we choose to get ourselves involved, then yeah, we do have to deal with the fact that there is so much influence by Universes Beyond, and there is a lot of people upset about the fact that it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's a lot of people not excited for Star Trek, us included. There's a lot of people not even excited for Marvel, us included, and that's coming from somebody who's a really big Marvel fan. But something I'm a bigger fan of than even Marvel is Spider-Man, and I have to say, not only was that set horrible, so that's already a problem, but it just didn't feel right. It just felt off. It felt wrong. It didn't feel like Magic the Gathering when I was seeing Spider-Man on the card. And I think that hit a lot harder than Commander decks in the past, or that hit a lot harder than special guest cards or exclusive cards that you could find, think like Transformers in Brothers War, because it was an entire set where every single card was going to be Spider-Man themed. This wasn't something where like, oh, I got lucky, I got a Spider-Man themed card. It was this entire set is Spider-Man, but it's still Magic the Gathering. And then on top of that, the arena had different cards, which was really confusing. And I think just that, followed by Avatar, followed by Lorwyn, which was good, but just didn't kickstart things again, followed by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And now you're looking at a 6-month period where there were 3 or 4 times I enjoyed playing the game, and I love this game. I mean, I mechanically think this is one of, if not the greatest games ever made. I will die on that hill. I think it's wonderful. And yet, like I said, 3 or 4 times, maybe, of really enjoying ourselves sitting down and playing the game. And that doesn't mean that I can't. I can sit down and I can enjoy a jump start. I can sit down and I can pull some Commander pre-cons and have a good time. 1, if I force myself, but 2, if that's something that I was feeling. But that's not happening as often. So why is that? And I think the reality is, in those 6 months, we started playing our other hobbies. We started doing our other hobbies. We started playing more video games. We started playing more board games. We started getting out other card games or other systems. We started playing our TTRPG again. We've been doing that for a while, but I'm just saying in those 6 months. And I've had a lot more than 3 or 4 good times with Pathfinder. I've had a lot more than 3 or 4 good times with the unstable games. Here to Slay, Command of Nature. We want to pick up the other ones. Those are the 2 that we have. We've had a lot more fun continuing working through the backlog and getting excited about new games that are coming out while simultaneously playing through some of the old ones we either never got to or that Ashley's has never seen. We've had a lot of fun sharing that. We've had a lot of fun cooperatively working together. Now, one of the reasons Ashley expressed that she doesn't feel Magic as much anymore is because her only option was to play me, and she wasn't winning very often. But as the person that was winning very often, I can say I've been feeling the same sentiment of just, man, I'm not too excited to get that to the table. And I think that's because what we have on offer feels kind of bland, and what is supposed to excite us, like a new set release, is more often than not just leaving us with a sour taste in our mouth, or even worse, presenting us with something we don't even want to try in the first place, such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I think that's really caused us to view Magic differently. I think that I want, and I've always wanted, Magic to be this game that I'm extremely committed to, that I love playing, that I play every single day, that I wouldn't say centered my life around, but that is a core component of my life as long as I have time for it. Obviously its priority doesn't come above those that I love and the things that I prioritize, but at the end of the day, I think it was born to be, or I want it to be, one of my top hobbies, right up there with TTRPGs, which is something I'm so clearly passionate about. I mean, look at the name of the channel. Roll Sickle made that 5 or 6 years ago. But the reality is it's headed in a direction where 3/5 of the year, 4/7 of the year are going to be sets I'm not really excited to play, are going to be limited environments that just I'm not that into, that I'm not enjoying that much, are going to be times where it's hard to get a game to the table, and unless we manage to pull together a 3 or 4 person group to regularly play Commander games, we're going to be stuck with what we have. And I love our cubes, and but they're just one thing on the table. They become that board game, and I promise you, if we were to break out Here to Slay or Command of Nature, or we're about to hopefully be starting Gloomhaven or Betrayal at House on the Hill, Monopoly, Risk, any of those games that I can have a great time playing. If I were to try to play that every single day, it would get old, it would get stale, and I think the only reason Magic might not is if there's continually new things exciting you. And I think it used to. I think it used to be able to excite me enough that it was worth, and I had fun playing it pretty much every single day. I loved watching YouTubers and people online making different decks, drafting, playing sealed, talking about what they thought about the cards and the upcoming releases. And the reality is, it's kind of having to take a seat back and be something that I get excited about 2 or 3 times a year. Something that I enjoy breaking up off the shelf, getting down from the shelf once a month. And that puts it in the spot where when we describe our hobbies, it's always been board games, video games, TTRPGs, and Magic. And I think it's starting to fall into just being one of those board games or one of those card games that you get off the shelf really not much more often than you do some of your other favorite board games or card games. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that I'm just as likely to play Magic the Gathering, or maybe even a little more likely than my favorite board games such as Risk, or that's my favorite classic board game, or my favorite board games such as, or simple board games, card games, Here to Slay, and things like that. Munchkin. Oh, what a good one, right? But Magic used to be its own category. It deserved its own category. And I think mechanically it's unique enough and it stands out enough that it could. But the thing is that a category has to have multiple gifts that keep on giving so that things don't get stale. And when a release structure focuses so much on things that don't excite us, Universes Beyond, extremely high price points, secret layers you can't get your hands on, so even when they excite you, it's just a realm of disappointment. Games that require multiple people to enjoy. Draft Night's not as fun with just 2 people. Commander Night's not as fun with just 2 people. And suddenly it becomes something that structurally, not mechanically, structurally doesn't excite me or doesn't get to the table very easily. And it's left us in a tough place with Magic. I think I'm going to try getting back into it. I'm going to try getting back into the swing of things with Strixhaven. I'm going to give it an honest shot. I'm going to let the game excite me if the game excites me. But I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to make myself play. I'm going to give it a chance. And if it's what I want to put back on the shelf and I want to get something else down, then we'll put it back on the shelf and we'll get something else down. And we'll probably make some videos about it and what we feel. And we'll be honest that it's sad to see something that I was so happy and proud to give its own category, something that I would happily tell the masses, that I would share with my friends and colleagues, hey, you've got to try this because this is unique. This is incredible. And it's kind of divulging into, all right, hey guys, we're having a game night. This is one of the options. It's not Magic night, it's game night. And Magic might be one of the options. That hurts to say. But I really think, based on what I've talked to with Ashley and how I've been feeling myself, that that's where our household is at. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys are too. We want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. How are you feeling about Magic the Gathering? Secret layers weighing down on you because you can't get them? Is Universes Beyond upsetting you because half the sets are about things you either don't care about or just don't feel like Magic the Gathering? Are you super excited about Marvel? Or are you like, man, if I wanted a Marvel card game, they already exist. I miss Magic the Gathering. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's tough for me. I'm excited to be there when Magic the Gathering feels like Magic the Gathering. But I think more often than not, it doesn't at this point. And that's a hard truth to come to. It's a hard pill to swallow. But what we're feeling is the reality of that. What we're feeling is the product of the fact that Magic the Gathering is not what it used to be. And the glimpses of excitement that we get throughout a year are just that. They're glimpses at what a game used to be, not the reality of what it is now. So I'll be giving it an honest chance. If Strixhaven excites me, stay tuned. We'll probably have some set review videos if it excites me. If I'm excited to review those cards. If I look at them and I go, oh, I'm ready to crunch some numbers and figure out what combos I can build with this, because there's no doubt in anybody's mind that I love doing that. Or I might look at them and I might go, man, it's a little too late right now. Maybe another set. And I'll go back to playing some board games or some video games and loving those hobbies that are currently delivering in the department of excitement. Like we said, we want to know what you guys think down below. Make sure to leave a comment letting us know what you think of the video and what you think of Magic if you play it. If you haven't played it, is it something you're interested in getting into? Does Marvel sound super thrilling to you, or does it sound like something that really should be its own thing? We want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Of course, we mentioned at the beginning, leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And as always, we're going to keep things positive here. I know this video was ultimately pretty sad, but at the end of the day, there's so many great hobbies out there. There's so many awesome things to do. And as much as I love Magic the Gathering, it has inspired so many great things to come. And some of those are currently exciting us more. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of that on the channel, and we can't wait to get that to you. Until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. And we'll see you guys then. Peace out. Bye, y'all.